welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my honest review on the Cricut Maker 3. I've had the Maker 3 for about 2 months now and I've been using it on so many different projects. I'm going to be sharing some of the new features that the Cricut Maker 3 has from the original Cricut Maker, so that if you guys are looking to upgrade from one of the other Cricut machines, you'll know if the Cricut Maker 3 is right for you and if you'll actually use some of the new features that the machine has. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I do want to thank Cricut so much for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. Here we have the Cricut Maker 3. If you're not familiar with Cricut, it is a smart cutting machine that can cut over 300 materials. It has 13 adaptive tools that can cut, deboss, score, foil, engrave, and draw. The Maker 3 is the second machine in the Cricut Maker family. We have the original Cricut Maker and now the Maker 3. I'll be sharing the updates and new features that the Maker 3 has from the original Cricut Maker machine. First, we're going to start with the original Cricut Maker. You'll notice here it has the storage tray on the bottom of the machine to hold all of your Cricut tools. And then we also have the adaptive tool housings A and B. A is going to hold your scoring stylus and any pens that you're going to be using to draw or write. And then we have housing B, and that is going to hold all of your cutting, foil, debossing, engraving. All of those tools are going to be in housing B. As you'll notice, the Cricut Maker 3 has the same tray on the very bottom so that you can store all of your Cricut tools. And then we still have the adaptive tool housings A and B, just like you do on the original Cricut Maker. Then on the original Cricut Maker, you'll see it has the power button, the up and down arrow to feed your materials in and out. The Cricut C button is your go or start button, and then we have the pause button. Then you'll notice it is updated on the Cricut Maker 3. We have the same power button. The arrows that feed the materials in and out is updated a little bit, and then we have the play button instead of the Cricut C, and then the same pause button. You'll notice on the original Maker that it has storage on the top left-hand side of the machine, and they did keep that same storage on the new Cricut Maker 3. One thing that they did change is on the storage tray on the bottom. The original Maker does not have the grids that the new Maker 3 has, and that is because the Maker 3 can now cut smart materials, and it also has the sensor as well, because when you're cutting the smart materials, you do not need a mat. The grids on the front of the Maker 3 actually hold this Cricut roll holder, and this is because you can use large rolls of vinyl, because you can cut up to 12 feet with the new Maker 3, which is one of the features that I love about it. The roll holder has the little slots on the back that those grids sit right in. The large rolls of vinyl make it so much easier to cut those really large projects, and like I said, you can now cut 12 feet in one go. Once you have the vinyl in the roll holder, it's super easy to place a roll holder right on those grids, and then you just feed the vinyl right through the little grooves on the front of the machine, and then the sensor senses to make sure that you have enough material for your project. As I mentioned before, the Cricut Maker 3 is compatible with the Cricut Smart materials, meaning you do not have to use a mat with the machine when using the Smart materials, but if you did have smaller pieces and still wanted to use your Cricut mat, you still can. Now that I've told you a little bit about the Maker 3 and the things that are the same and different from the original Cricut Maker, I'm going to show you both machines in action at the same time, cutting out this flower image that was in Cricut Design Space. Of course, I'm going to be using the original Cricut Maker with the Smart Cricut vinyl on a mat. Because my mat is not very sticky, I am just going to be using some tape around all four sides of this piece of vinyl that I'm using, just to make sure that it stays in place. And then on the Cricut Maker 3, I'm just going to be using the Smart vinyl without a mat, using my roll holder. I have both machines set up to go, and I'm hitting the start button on both the machines at the exact same time. Now, what's great about the Maker 3, when using Smart materials, it cuts 2 times faster than the original Cricut Maker. So here you'll see exactly how fast it can cut. And for me, that is my favorite feature with the new Maker 3. It saves me so much time. I do tons of crafting, and for me, saving some time is a huge deal. If you're somebody who's not really worried about saving the time or using the Smart materials, then the original Cricut Maker might be perfect for you. But for somebody like me who does tons of crafting and it is part of my job, saving the time with the new Cricut Maker 3 and the Smart materials is huge, like I said before. And I love being able to use all of the Smart materials that are compatible with the Maker 3. And I love being able to not have to use a mat with a lot of my projects. Both machines are still going strong, cutting out that flower image, and we'll see which one ends up being done first. As you can see, the Cricut Maker 3 is all finished cutting the design out, and then the original Cricut Maker is still cutting. I'm going to keep it going so that you can see how much longer in real time it actually takes the original Cricut Maker to cut out the image. Again, I had that really simple flower image, and the Cricut Maker 3 was done in no time. And here we are still cutting with the original Cricut Maker. Don't get me wrong, the original Cricut Maker is an amazing machine, but the new technology with the Maker 3 has just really helped me out and saved me so much time when making my projects. Now that both designs are cut out, they're both exactly cut the same, but again, the one on the left here is the one from the Maker 3 and the one on the right is from the original Maker. They look the same, it just took a lot less time to cut out the one with the Maker 3. I also wanted to put both machines to the test side by side when writing. So I started the machines at the same time, just writing out a simple happy birthday message. And obviously they're not using Smart materials. So I was just curious to see if the Maker 3 would be faster than the original Cricut Maker. What you're seeing now is in real time. And the conclusion was that they write out at about the exact same time. So that's good to know that you're really not saving any time because it is not with the Smart material with the Cricut Maker 3. This is just your average writing on a piece of cardstock. But I wanted to put both to the test just to see. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing, and please be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching.